Now that we know a lot more about negative numbers, that we understand absolute value, we've talked about negative numbers being opposite of a positive number. We've talked about moving left on the number line, numbers get smaller. Moving right on the number line, numbers get larger. Now we can take and kind of put all of those concepts together and make comparisons and decide whether things are true statements or not. So this says select the lesser of the two given numbers. So out of negative 12 and negative 4, which one is the lesser or the smaller of those two numbers? Well, especially here at first, if you need to, you can always think about this as according to the number line. So since these are both negative, they'd be on the left side of 0. So as we move left, we'd go 1, 2, 3, negative 4 would be there. Then 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 would be here. Now remember, as we move to the left, things get smaller. So that tells us that the negative 12 has to be the smaller of those two numbers. It's more to the left. Further to the left, I guess I should say. Now here we have two numbers. This says the absolute value of negative 8.9 and the absolute value of negative 9.8. Now be careful. You have to simplify these before you can actually look at them. Because if we looked at just the negative 8.9 and the negative 9.8, our answer will be different than what the correct answer is. This says the absolute value. So how far from 0 is negative 8.9? Well, that would be 8.9 units away from 0. This just means it's to the left. This number here says how far from 0 is negative 9.8. Well, that would be 9.8 units away from 0. So now we're looking at these two numbers, 8.9 or 9.8. And again, I just want to show you on a number line that this is true. If 0 is here, and we had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 8 here, 9 there, then 8.9 would be somewhere in between 8 and 9. 9.8 would be somewhere over here. Well, the 9.8 is more to the right, and as numbers go to the right, they get larger. The 8.9 is to the left. As numbers go to the left, they get smaller. So this number is actually the smallest. But this number wasn't one of our original numbers. It was actually the absolute value of negative 8.9. This is a smaller number than this is. Now, when we determine whether statements are true or false, we have to do something very similar. You always have to make sure everything is fully simplified before you can truly look at them. This statement says negative 6 is less than or equal to negative 3. This is a parenthesis, not an absolute value bar. Over here we have absolute value bars. Do you see the difference between the two? This literally says the negative of negative 3. Or we could think of it as the opposite of negative 3. If you were looking at this on a form of a number line again, see 1, 2, 3 would be here, 1, 2, negative 3 would be here. What is the opposite of going 3 units to the left? Well, that would be to go 3 units to the right. So the opposite of negative 3 is 3. Let's rewrite our statement now that we have it simplified and see if this is true. This says negative 6 is less than or equal to, smaller than or equal to 3. Well, negative 6 would be way out here somewhere. It is to the left of the 3. So this is a true statement.